on top of that.
Well,
I
but
don't see
there
that
was,
any
there was
valid.
one bid put in
But it
in
doesn't matter.
2015, and then it was
But
quiet
it was-
until now,
It was
so.
for sale before. If all these people want all
So-
this great ideas, they should have come forward before.
The question is, Mark, can we give you
You're directly
45
to the
You
wrong
need
days?
to,
person.
you need to ask Wayne. Wayne is the
Wayne.
one who submitted.
Mr. Vargas, could
I
we
moved
give
out
you
here to
40?
build a house, be with my grandkids, and maybe someday they'll be taking it over, build another house for their kids. That's all I wanted. And everybody's making a big deal about all kinds of bull, so.
Well, actually, my
I'm
only
not gonna
big
wait
deal was
forever,
the,
'cause I
was
gotta
the
do- I wanna
process
do
itself,
something.
but,
Not waiting forever. So,
okay.
and I will bring in taxes with the other kids if they stay here. But have no place to go or something, they'll just leave the town or the state, you know.
Well, I have stated before that I was not happy with the way the process worked from the very beginning, but your bid is a good bid. It's a fair bid. On the other hand, I think that the town should invest in itself. Now, whether we can do that or
Why
not,
haven't you done it over all these years? That they went up for sale before, nobody wanted it.
it has been brought up a couple of times.
Over a lot of years, I understand, but
But I've only
What
been,
happened?
I haven't been on the council for more than 3 years, so I'm the one that's been bringing it up.
Several times when we advertised, we never even got it, a single response. Now, it's
So-
been 10, 11, 12 years ago, but that's happened. I mean, I wasn't on the first councils or mayor that decided to try to sell the property. It's been going for quite some time.
So let's not beat a dead horse then. Either.
Yeah.
You guys vote on the resolution to do something or not? I don't want to sit here all night.
That's up to council, but I am not going to break a tie if it's a tie. I'm not going to get involved because whatever I do is going to create problems for you guys. It's just going to happen that way. And problems for the town perhaps, because I think that, now that's maybe my duty, and maybe Hope will tell me I should have, but she's not here to get my advice. So I guess I would suspect that I would like to just withdraw the resolution, to be honest with you, not even have a vote. And I'm sorry about that to you guys, because I think that's totally unfair. But I think as long as I'm mayor, that there's going to be a lot of contention from people who think that everything I do is not right. So that's my point. Just create problems down the road for whoever's involved with anything that I do. So that being said, we did have a suggestion, and perhaps they want to make that into a motion, that we give it some more time and analyze everything and come up with ideas and form a committee and do all of that.
I would just like to have some kind of a compromise, even 30 days. If you guys would agree to 30 days, then we can go ahead to agree to sell the property to you.
So what would the provision be for 30 days?
Just to let us get some feedback.
And how will you do that?
How are you going to determine whether it's,
30 days would be basically the next council meeting. So between now and then, how do you propose to get feedback?
That wouldn't
Wouldn't be enough
feasible.
time? Well, I'm
I'm
trying to
not-
come to a compromise here where we can at
But-
least,
Yeah, well, they're not willing to compromise.
I'd like to
They've
hear just
already,
even one
they've already,
idea of something that would
they've
make
already
money.
said that.
One thing.
well,
that
we've had a
doesn't require
couple
enough.
of, we've had a couple of
It's
ideas.
either-
Let's hear one.
An RV park.
How much money would that cost?
Well, I've looked into the, coming off of the main lines for the water, we wouldn't need a lot, and it would probably cost us about 35,000.
About 35,000.
We've got,
Sorry.
yeah,
No, you're sorely mistaken.
no, I'm not.
First of
Yes,
all,
you
looked at it.
First of all, an RV park would have to be completely approved by DEQ. Probably not approved because we don't have the capacity.
And it's
And
flooded.
plus
it's
we've
flood
got,
zone.
Yeah,
plus we've got
and,
the,
I mean, that's just my opinion, knowing what I've learned over the years, is that the legislature created some laws that any more than two connections of any kind of thing that's mobile is considered a campground, and the DEQ has complete control over that.
That's what we're looking at.
And, you know, you're just talking about
We're looking
having
at a
engineers
campground.
develop it, you're talking about having contractors that do it. and it's not gonna be 35,000. Just gonna throw that out there. You can send me an email later on in the years to come when you find out that is 35,000, and I will print that email out and eat it.
Okay,
I'm serious.
all right.
I'm not trying to be
No, I know,
silly, but
I know. But another idea was storage units. Now, are we gonna retain those 9 city lots? Or
Well, they're
are
not
they
part of the
sold
sale.
with
No.
the? Okay.
No, it's not. Those
Not
are
part
not
of the
part of the
sale.
sale at all, no.
No, that's the new city shop.
Well,
Is it? It's gonna be a long skinny one, is that what you're saying?
I mentioned earlier, and that's why I think whatever action the council takes to look into this and get the waters unmuddied, because we could sit here and bring out ideas all night long and
Right.
have them shot down by you or Shim or someone else, because there are a lot of ideas out there, and I think some of them are very simple and very affordable. It's just the idea I don't see selling land that's annexed into the city. But anyway, I think we could sit here all night arguing about that. If somebody make a motion to rescind this resolution and we can move on.
The gentleman in the back had his hand up a little earlier.
Oh, I was just gonna say, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. You got a positive thing right here, okay? Look at it in a business sense. You've got dead weight it's costing you, it doesn't produce any income. You got somebody that wants to purchase it. You can use that money for other projects. You're strapped for money, you've got these ideas to do these things, but no financial backing to do it.
You know? There's a huge lot of people around that think the bird in the hand is the land. 50 grand won't buy a new truck, pay Ralph's wages for a year, gone. So then you don't have the land anymore, you don't have the money anymore, it's just stupid to me. So whatever you all wanna do.
You're saying it's stupid to sell it?
Yes? Very much so.
Well, we've made so much money on it, holding it, so you may be right. I can't really put that into any figure because I don't think we've made any money on it, but that it's not, I think what the gentleman was trying to say, it's not something you should also throw away lightly, that you have the opportunity. Bird in the hand idea is, you have things that might happen, or you have things that could happen.
That's
Right.
why we wanted to do a community garden, because we thought that was something that would benefit the community. It's something that we could bring together this town and even surrounding towns and hopefully have it be the beginning of something that could even expand. That's
Right.
something that Wayne enjoys doing, and we felt that it would be something that would benefit him,
Sure,
being on the land as well as the community.
good idea.
I think there's another aspect to this whole situation that isn't being brought up. And, if you're a contractor or in any kind of business, there has to be a certain amount of integrity and lack of flakiness, And I don't think that this scenario is a really good way for Fromberg to represent itself. There's been a lot of opportunity, if the city council and the town is gonna act professional and cut out all the catty stuff, that's how you build business. That's how you can build a community, and that's how people are gonna come in and they're gonna see what's going on. There's something solid here to work with. But if this kind of stuff is gonna keep going on, there isn't anything to build a community with. It's dead in the water.
I agree with you.
I think it's about time. This was done in good faith. All of the arguments against it just don't hold water.
Well, that's because half of them wanted it and half of them didn't.
You
So
can't
they
prove
didn't
that
want-
statement.
They
My
vote
point
yes
is,
all
my
the
point
time.
is, there is nothing that was
I
come
can't
up as a
prove it.
rebuttal to this. There's no proof that he has bad motives. There's no proof that anything of this is a bad deal. And all the opportunities to put forth other options have never been presented.
How many times have you been in this meeting?
I don't have to be.
Yeah, you do, or you can't judge anybody
How many
here.
times do I have to ask you not to engage in conversation without being asked
But
to
anyway-
be recognized?
You don't need to be recognized.
Well, you have to be if you want to say anything. So.
I think that it's only fair. I think it's only fair that this was a good faith decision. It should be allowed to proceed because there's integrity in this council and there's integrity in the town. And I think if it isn't allowed to proceed, the whole town has got a major, major problem to deal with down the line.
Well, I'm torn between my duty and the, I guess, trying to make people happy, everybody happy. I wish everybody could see the potentials. So it's only fair before I entertain any motions to, because I'm a fickle person, I can change my mind. I will do my duty as mayor and make a decision on the motion if it should come down to a tie. Nobody out in this room knows what my decision will be. I won't even know it until I make it. I do feel that a lot of the division that Elton was referring to is because I'm sitting here. And I believe that there's some personal issues. I don't know what they are. The previous mayor told me to get out of town, didn't want to see me around town. Personal issue, I don't know what his problem was either. And I know he's been friends with some of the people that don't really appreciate me. That's beside the point. I think that the town is in good position and it is not scrapped for every penny. We put the budget out for the last 14 years and we pay for everything, and I never also promised we won't have to raise rates. What I have said is that we won't have to raise rates to do these deals with the sewer and the water, but I told Tim at the last meeting there will be time down the road when the councils will have to raise rates because things don't get cheaper. If they do, it means we went into some sort of collapse and you won't get anything done for any amount of money. But that being said, we've had a discussion. We've had a discussion for several meetings on what to do. Yes, sell it. No, don't sell it. So now we're up to that point. So I will entertain a motion one way or the other.
Could I say something? Richard?
Yeah.
I am not opposed to selling this property. I never have been. I have voiced my opinions on the process in which it was done from the very start. I think that we could find some investment in the town and do something with it if we had some common sense answers and some little research done. If we vote to sell this property tonight, that's, I don't have a problem with that. So I'm not trying to delay the sale of the property because I have some animosity against Rich or anybody else. I'm just looking at the possibilities of what could be done, or the possibilities, not indefinite or not definite possibilities, but is some possibility. So that was my whole thing to begin with.
Yep.
I think what people are missing is that there are people on the council now who actually would like to do something with the city. Finally, after all these years, there's been a lot of naysayers or people who just came and did it because it was something they got elected to or got forced into or something. And I would say the agenda is to bring up this city and make it a better place for people to live so people don't move away and we can get more people moving in and grow our place. And I don't think you should be bullied into making a decision by loud-speaking people because they'll retaliate with you or have their friend retaliate with you or something. And I think whatever you decide, Mayor, you need to remember you have to look at yourself in the mirror every day. Whatever your decision is, one way or the other, You're the one that has to look at yourself. I'm not saying anything to vote either way, just saying.
Okay,
Let's make a-
so I guess the point that's important is that it is the democracy, and whatever happens, if it's, however the votes come out is the way our system works. So, like it or not, you don't always end up on the winning side, you don't always end up on the losing side. But it's a process that we have tried to not let lose its integrity. So, I'm going to close discussion on the issue and entertain any motions that there might be.
I will make a motion that we pass resolution 474 to proceed with the sale of the property.
I second it.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution 474 as read. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay.
Nay.
Okay, we have a 3-1 yes and to 1 no, and so I will pass this around. Brenda, do you have one that isn't punched? Would you pass that around for everybody to sign and
I have two.
register their vote?
actually.
Well, I just need one. We need to just fill out one. So just to reiterate, this resolution authorizes me to enter into negotiations, if you will, with the Vargases to try to complete this sale. If something comes up that is beyond what we've discussed, then we would have to bring that to the council's attention. And,
I need to borrow your pen.
No, all right.
Pencil.
There are people who haven't signed it.
So while that's being finished up, I'm going to go over old business. I did want to make one comment on old business. Tammy brought rate information for us last time, and I did look that up, and I don't think it was more than 2 or 3 days after our last meeting that I got a letter from the state with a new survey. They do the surveys every 4 years. The last one they did was they sent out the information in 2013, and then they printed a 2014. And I am filling that out and sending it in, so it will be updated. I was not privy to the information the first time. It would have been when I wasn't serving as mayor. But those things can easily get lost by people because you see them and they aren't required to be filled out. So and Ed had that stroke, and so I'm pretty sure, that would have come when he was sick. So we will get that filled out. It does need to be updated because a lot of things changed since 2004. And, so if you want to relay that to Tammy. Okay. Any other old business? Next meeting date, December 4th. Do I see? December 4th.
When do we get the bids on that project, the sewer project?
Oh, yeah, and going into that, we will know who the next mayor is and the next council people in about Wednesday morning or late Tuesday night, I guess. So, people that are successful, or anybody for that matter, we will be opening the bids from contractors on the 9th, which is Thursday at 2 o'clock, here at the town hall. So, if if the council all thinks they might be interested, maybe we'll ought to post that, so in case everybody shows up.
What time?
2 o'clock on Thursday.
Oh,
This Thursday?
This Thursday, yeah. The
I'll be at the
9th.
hospital.
Yeah, I can't be
I
there.
can't be here either because I'll
Okay.
have it.
Well, I don't mean to say this in a.
If it's,
It's really better not to have 3 councils, because then you have a quorum, And we have to do legal notices.
So I might have a
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah, and what they'll do is they'll open the bids and then Great West will research those and verify everybody's qualifications.
Capable.
And then they will present to us, probably at the next meeting, they will present to us the bids and what their recommendations are for accepting the bids. And go from there. So that's all I have.
I make a motion to dismiss this meeting.
Yeah, they did say the possibility of wanting to have a special meeting, but that would only happen if the contractor who's most likely to get the award wants to start now.
Okay.
So if the person getting the award wants to get right on it, then they'll probably let me know and we'll have to set up a meeting before the next council meeting, but I'm thinking that won't be the case.
That was only because some of them were talking about trying to start stockpiling the gravel.
Yeah. So, depending upon how urgent the contractors want to start, it probably will be next meeting, but it could be something in between. Okay,
You made a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I second it.
we have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay.